Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Chitrasan Padi, Associate Professor SR University Warangal. In this video lecture, I will tell you today what is extension program planning, the definition, what is the meaning of extension program planning, and what are the various terminologies, importance of extension program planning, principles, and what are the steps in program planning. So, extension program planning. We know that planning is very much essential in every aspect of extension activities. Planning is very much essential for effective implementation of any kind of extension programs. So, for example, extension workers conducts various kinds of trainings. Various kinds of trainings extension workers are doing. So, for training purposes and also for conducting various types of activities, these are required. For example, for conducting any kind of trainings, demonstrations, and awareness programs, these are required actually. So, for better understanding, extension program planning can be explained through different components. So, extension program planning, different components are there. So, Kelsey and Newan scientists defined extension program. It is a statement of situation, objectives, and problems and solutions. And also, I said that extension program planning is related to permanent in nature, and whenever we are conducting any kind of extension programs, this requires continuous revision and continuous revision. Continuous revision is required. Continuous revision is required. Means there be any step we should revise always, and also improvement is required. So every extension program planning forms the basis for extension plans and activities. So what are the examples of extension programs? Farmer training program. Training farmers on improved crop production practices. For example, INM, Integrated Nutrient Management, and IPM, then improved varieties. Training the farmers on latest technologies. And FLD means frontline demonstration. The demonstration of new agricultural technologies in farmers field conducted by the ICAR institutes, Indian Council of Agricultural Research Institutes, or KBK's Krishi Vigyan Kendras, village adoption programs. Universities or research institutions adopt a village in nearby areas or any village nearby to the locality. They adopt one village to introduce the improved farming practices. To transfer the improved farming practices to the farmers so that they can adopt the technology. What are the scientific technology given by the research stations? They can adopt that. What is the definition and functional extension program? According to Dr. J.P. Liggins, extension program is a set of clearly defined. Extension program is a set of clearly defined and consciously conceived educational objectives. Derived from means whenever any kind of programs is being carried out, it is carefully derived from adequate analysis of the situation. Adequate analysis of situation. When situation is thoroughly analyzed and which are to be achieved through extension teaching, then only it is desired to be achieved through extension teaching. This is what is the general definition of extension program. It is a statement of situation. What is the situation? Objectives. Objective means then problems. Objective means our expression of ends towards our reports are directed. Problems prepared through systematic and required planning. What is the function of extension program planning? Extension program planning provides a clear guide for extension workers. It provides a clear guide for extension workers. And also, it acts as a blueprint. It acts as a blueprint or action plan for extension activities. And it means how we can systematically organize any kind of extension teaching program. That is that is one of the function extension programs. And extension program planning, how the program can bring the continuity for further implementation of other extension programs, and it provides the very direction in extension work in rural areas. In what way we can do what direction we can do the extension work, that is also provided by the extension program. Then meaning of planning. What is planning? Planning means solving problems by using what are the available resources. Various resources are available in the local areas, like natural resources, human resources, and other kind of resources available. How we can utilize by taking all kind of resources and making necessary policies and working systematically with participation of other local people, with participation of all kind of people in the rural villages to achieve the desired goals. So that is a planning is a continuous process that involves studying the past and present, in order to predict the future. In order to predict the future, we should predict the future. So for that, we should study the past, and we should present situation. We should thoroughly go. We should go thoroughly through the present situation. Then only it is possible. We should set the goals and objectives. We should set the goals and objectives. Goals and objectives we should set. Then determining, and then we should what kind of actions required. What kind of actions we can take? What kind of actions we can take for achieving these goals? That is very much important. What kind of steps we can take for achieving these goals? That is very much important. So that is a planning is a continuous process that involves means we have to study the present condition, we have to study the future condition. So we have to study the past condition, we have to study the present situation, so that we can forecast what are the future needs and conditions. And accordingly, we should set our goals and objectives, and accordingly, we should determine what kind of actions are required for achieving those goals. Then planning is to make efforts to solve. Planning is to make efforts to solve all kind of problems. Planning is to make effort to solve problems permanently, which can be achieved through cooperative efforts. I mean, through cooperative efforts, we can solve means by taking in a cooperative way, we can solve the problems permanently, which can be so. And the effective planning is that in which maximum number of objectives are fulfilled. So what is planning? Planning is designing a course of action to achieve end. It is a course of action. What kind of action we are taking to achieve the ends? To achieve our objectives, what kind of action we are taking? Then meaning of program planning. Program planning is a process of working with the communities people to recognize unsatisfactory situations. Means what are the unsatisfactory situations in the village areas are there? People, by talking with people only, we can know that what are the unsatisfactory situations people are facing. Unsatisfactory situation. By talking with people, by working with them only, we can know actually. Accordingly, we can know the possible solutions, objectives or goals, and program planning involves decision making through critical analysis of the existing situation. Critical analysis of the existing situation. Critical analysis of existing means we should do a critical analysis of what the present situation, and accordingly we should find out what are the problems. Then we should find out various alternatives to solve these problems. And out of these alternatives, what are the best alternatives we should choose that will be fitting for solution of the problems. Then extension program planning gives priority. Priority means importance. Priority means importance. So based on needs and available resources, and it is achieved through cooperative official peoples, official peoples, non-official peoples, official people, non-official people, and non-government organizations, and it aims to facilitate individual and community growth and development. Here both individual growth. Here both individual and community growth. Here both individual and community growth and development is important. Then what are the terminal related program planning issues? See, what do we mean a situation? Situation is a brief statement. It is a brief statement of what are the more general factual information together needs and desires of people. Means in present condition, what the people are facing and what are the needs of people, what are desires of people that can be known. Then what is plan of work? What is plan of work? So plan of work. So plan of work means POW we can tell. It is any outline of activities. Any outline of activities so arranged as to enable efficient execution of the entire programs. Any outline activities we should prepare, and this should be arranged in such a way that these are required for enabling the efficient execution of the entire program. This is called as POWs. So you should prepare a plan of work that should answer the questions how the work is done, how, when, where, and by whom the work is done. And what is project? Project means any outline of procedures. Project is any outline of procedures. It is any outline of procedures. And pertains only to some phase of extension. It only pertains to only part of extension work or some phases of extension. If extension work is a broader way we are considering, so project related to some phases of extension work. Then coming to what is the calendar of work, whenever we are arranging the plan of work chronologically way, in a chronological way or chronologically, that is called as calendar of work. That is called as calendar of work. What do you mean by aim? Aim means these are generalized and broad statement of directions with respect to given activities. So whenever extension occurs, extension aim is to improve the farmer's condition in a particular locality. Whenever extension aim to improve the farmer's socioeconomic condition in a particular locality, then we will call this is a aim. Then what do we mean objectives? Objectives are, definition of objectives are our expression of ends towards which our efforts are directed. For example, we will target that this year we should increase the paddy production by 50% or 40% like that. So that is why this is called as objectives. Then what is meant by goal? Goal is the distance in any given direction one expects to go during a given period of time. For example, in the current year, we want to increase the paddy production to 20 quintal per hectare. That is goal. And what is plan? Plan is any predetermined course of action. It is predetermined, meaning we are determining activities. Predetermine what are the course of action required. We are predetermined course action. And what is a problem? Problem is a condition that the people after study with or without help have decided needs changing. It is a condition that people are facing, and after the study or with or without help decided means, and that should be solved by definite kind of means and methods and resources. The problem should be solved. So it is a condition that requires it should be changing. It needs changing. Then what is solution? Solution is that whenever we are trying to bring an unsatisfactory condition, whenever we are trying to bring one unsatisfactory condition that is to more satisfying, unsatisfactory to satisfactory condition, that is called a solution. Then what is program development process? It is defined as a continuous and cooperative activity in which lay people local people and extension staff, they work together and they identify the problems and find out the objectives, and action is taken to reach the objectives. So the entire program should be based on needs of people, because people have always some fault needs and unfold needs. And based on the needs of people, most important needs of people, the entire program should be based. The entire program should be done based on the needs of people. Then coming to importance of program planning. Program planning means what is to be done and why it helps. Program planning helps in careful consideration of what is to be done and why. When it helps, it means what is to be done and why you should do that. Why we should do this. That is very much important, because that should be relevant for the farming community. It should help the farming community. At the end of the program, the farmers should get the benefit. Otherwise, it is of no use for the farmers. The program planning helps to furnish a guide. So it provides a guideline to which all new proposals can be compared. What are the previous proposals or new proposals are coming, that we can compare. So a guideline we can get by the program planning. It tends to keep everyone concerned. It keeps them to avoid less important issues. It keeps them to avoid less important issues. When what are the less important issues, you can do by the program planning only. Then program planning helps to establish objectives towards which our progress can be measured. Objectives we should find out. Then only you can find out what are the towards which our progress can be measured and evaluated. Then program planning helps to help in the development of leadership in the local areas, because rural leadership is very much important for carrying out effective implementation of the extension programs. Then it helps us to serve as a means of choosing the important from the incidental problems. What are the various kinds of problems? How we can find out the most important problem? Then also we can find out what are the permanent changes that can be possible for the people. What are the permanent changes that can be possible for the people, we can know. Then formulation of program planning gives continuity, particularly during changes in personnel. And by doing the program planning, it is avoiding the wastage of time. Means time saving, time management is possible. And money, and promote when the wastage of money is also avoided, means we can save money, and it promotes the general efficiency. Program planning has to coordinate, means different people are working in the rural areas. So they are also knowing expertise in various fields. So we should take the coordinating efforts of them actually. So program planning helps in this way. It gives the extension worker more support. Extension workers are getting more support by local people if the extension program planning is done properly. So they can thus ensuring cooperation and finance support also can be possible. So it helps to produce a written form of statement for general public use. At the end, there may be coming a written form of statement that can be displayed to the public. Written form of statement that can be displayed to the public for general use. Then what are the principles of program planning? Kelsen Hanne defined that. He told that program planning is based on the analysis of the facts of the situation. It is program planning. What are the current situation, and what are the facts are there? We should analyze these things. So then we can get a sound program planning. And it selects problems based on needs of people. Based on needs of people, we should select the problems. And in doing that, we can find out good program planning also determines objectives and solutions. Which offer satisfaction to people. And good program planning is permanence with flexibility. Permanence and with flexibility. A sound program has balanced the emphasis. We will discuss all the things in the next subsequent slides. A good program has a definite plan of work. Program planning is a continuous process. It is a teaching process. It is a coordinating process. It provides opportunities for evaluation and results. Sound program building is based on the analysis of the facts and situation. Whenever you are starting any program, begin with the understanding level of the people. Begin each program, what the people understand. And the situation, what the people understand, and the situation of the people. And situation of people. So that it aims to improve living standards of people. The main objective of doing this is to improve the living standard of people. Then consider all relevant local facts. What are the local facts? And what are the local resources available? We should see. What are the resources available? We should see. And we should seek support from the local officers, block officers, and district level agriculture and allied officers for accurate data. Local, block level officers, and also district officers. We should take the data from them, district officers, for accurate data. Sound program planning selects program based on needs. Selects means based on urgency and local needs. Based on urgency and local needs means people are immediately people are immediately requiring to fulfill their needs actually. So all issues cannot be addressed at once. All issues we cannot address at once. Cannot address at once. That is a focus on problems identified through analysis of fault and unfault needs. Thorough analysis of what are the fault needs means farmers are failing. The importance of needs to be fulfilled at first. Then unfault need means that may be fulfilled at later time also there is no problem. Then we should begin with interest of people. Interest is very much important. Interest of the people is very much important for effective extension work. And the programs should relate problems to family, community, and block level situations. What are the family problems they are suffering? As a community, what are the problems they are facing? And what are the block level situations? Block level situations they are facing. Identify problem democratically. We should identify the problem democratically. Means all the people community people should participate. Then extension staff should also participate democratically. And relevant contributors who are contributing for the effective implementation of the extension program, they should also participate democratically. Then good program building determines objectives and solutions which offer satisfaction. There should be setting of specific objectives so that objectives should be clear and understandable. They should be understandable by people. And what are the target group for which in the village area for whom we are targeting? Target group. The target group should get the benefit by doing the good programs for whom we are designing the programs. So it is ensure solutions. Solution must be realistic. What are the solutions we are finding out? That should be realistic. In reality, it should help the community people, realistic. Then attainable means that should be achieved actually, attainable and able to satisfy the objectives. It should involve people means extension workers should not do alone the program, should not alone implement the programs. They should take involvement of the people is very much important. Objectives and solutions should be agreed upon people to ensure participation. What are the objectives we are finding out? What are the solutions we are finding out? We should discuss with the people so that they can come to agreement. They should come to agreement for the implementation. For further implementation. Further implementation. So the objectives are measurable. Means what are the objectives we are framing? That should be measurable. Means you should measure whether it is achievable or not, we can get or not, we can implement or not, that should be find out. And communicate them clearly to the people. We should communicate them clearly to the people. Then a good program has permanence and flexibility. Flexibility should be there. It should not be rigid. A good program should be lasting but adaptable to changing needs. A good program, whenever finding out, it should be lasting. It should be lasting, but also adaptable to changing needs. Means you should be flexible. Flexible means any kind of corrections or editing you should do or add anything. That should be allowed. Prepare for adjustable, it should be planned in advance, yet allow modification for emergency situations. For emergency situations, it should be modified. For in emergency, it should be modified. So partially we should modify, not the whole program 80%, 90% we can change. Partially 10 to 20% also we can partially allow for modification, and ordinary activity may be adjusted without altering the overall programs. What are the major changes? Any kind of emergency situation is coming, you can change the program a little bit. Meets short-term and long-term needs. Means what are the short-term needs of the people? What are the long-term needs of the people? The program should address both what are the ongoing programs are there, what are short-term needs, what are long-term needs, and what are the special emergency situations. What are the special emergency situations? A sound program has balance with emphasis. A good program should cover the majority of the people's important concerns. Be comprehensive. We should include all the groups comprehensive. It should include all groups and address problems at family, village, block, and district levels. Avoid narrow focus. Programs should not deal with only one aspect of the community life, as in only not one aspect. So the every aspect, many aspects of community life should be dealt with. Many aspects of community life should be dealt. And prioritize what are the important issues. At the start, we should find out what are the very most important problems. We should be fulfilled at first. Very much important problems. What are the very much important problems? Very much important problems. That should be fulfilled at first, then we should go for other problems. A good program, a definite plan of work, as you earlier told, plan of work is any outline or procedure so as to enable efficient execution of the entire program. It is outline of activities. And if for effective implementation, if it is even a well-planned program is useless unless properly carried out. If it is not implemented well, well-programmed plan is also useless. Well-planned program is useless if not implemented effectively. If not implemented effectively. And for good organization of every program, it requires careful planning and coordination of all actions. Clear work plan. A clear work plan provides you what will be done, where will be done, and when means when it will be done, and how means the procedure of doing this. So define rules and evaluation includes responsibilities of extension workers, participating agencies, and plans for measuring results. Program building is a continuous process. Programs are ongoing. A program is never truly finished. It evolves over time. It had to change situations according to the economic, social, and community changes. And community changes. It requires some adjustments. It requires some adjustment. Means we should little bit adjust the program. We should little bit edit what are the further requirements and respond to emerging problems, new issues and shifting practice priority demand attention. In any kind of issue, new issues are coming and priorities are coming. That should take a urgent attention. That should take urgent attention to be fulfilled, to be solved. Develop new solutions. Continuous evaluation leads to new program solution. After continuous evaluation, other new programs are coming and new solutions are coming. New programs and new solutions are coming. Now, program planning teaching process. It is a very essential tool. It is very essential, effective learning tool. It teaches people how to think, reason, and make decisions. How to think, reason, how they can, and how people can take their decision. How people can take their own decision with support from the extension workers. Promote participation, it encourages actions and improvement through active participation. So active participation is required in every step. Active participation is required at every step. Although it is a time building, time consuming process, so it is very much valuable. It is very much valuable in the later stages. In the later stages. Program is a coordinating process. It identifies the key problems, find what are the most important issues to address. You can find out what are the key problems in the village areas. Key problems. And it provides the definite objectives, which are the most important objectives, definite. That should be clearly find out, and these objectives are to be fulfilled. Then it encourages the cooperation from all the leaders, groups, agencies who are involved there. Optimize resources. What are the human resources available? The manpower, human resources, the help of the local peoples, the help of the local level officers, the material resources, and what are the organic resources. How we can integrate this? How we can take the best use of what are the human resources, what are the material resources, what are the various kinds of organized resources by various kinds of offices present in the village. How we can take their help actually, organ resources. That is very much important. Program planning provides opportunity for evaluation and results. Evaluation depends on objectives. Clear objectives are essential for clear objectives are very much essential for assessing any kind of extension work. Record results. Maintain records that show outcomes and changes in. So records should be maintained. Whenever carrying any kind of extension programs are doing, records should be maintained actually, so that we can know what are the outcomes are coming, and what are the change in people's actions are observed in the people's actions. That can be found out. Measure impact. Evaluation tracks how effectively objectives are being met. Evaluation tracks how effectively objectives are met by knowing only, by going through the program only. We can know that what are the objectives are there, how these are being met for fulfilling the needs of people. Inform future planning results, guide improvements in future extension activities. For doing the future extension activities, extension activities, program planning is very, very important. And it provides results, guide improvements, and future extension activities. Now, we will discuss about what are the various steps in program planning. The first step is collection of facts, then analysis the situation. Third step is identification of problems, then determination of objectives, developing plan of work, execution follow through, then evaluation of progress, then reconsideration division. Collection of information. In this step, we should gather all kind of relevant information about the community, all kind of relevant information. What are irrelevant, we should not collect. What are the relevant information we should collect about the community. Demographic profile, population data, social data, economic data, what are the resources available, what are the cultural traits of people, what are the needs of people we should find out in this stage. Then how we can achieve this? We should do the long survey method, short survey method, survey we can do. Then we can do the interview through interview we can do by individual farmers. Through interview schedule also we can collect the data. Then we should record what the farmers are telling. And by observation also we can collect the data. The main purpose is of this in step is to understand the real situation before planning. What are the real situation of people before planning? So next is analysis the situation. In this step, what we will do? What are the collected data is there? We should analyze this. We should analyze this. Comparing what is the current situation is there? What is the current situation? What is current situation? Means present situation. And what ought to be the desirable situation? What ought to be desired situation? Involve local people in discussion. And the main purpose is to find out gaps and opportunities. So that if you know what is the present situation and what ought to be the desired situation, this is need. This is actually need. So by local people only while discussing, we should involve local people or local community so that we can find out what are the gaps are there and what are the opportunities we can get. What are the opportunities we can get that we can find out by thoroughness in this situation. Identification of problems. Recognize key problems and needs. What are the key problems and needs we should find out? Key problems and needs. And we should give most priority upon importance and feasibility. Any kind of solution we are finding that can be feasible for the community or not. Feasible for the farmers in the local community, that is very much important. Or feasible for that area or not, that should be very much important. So purpose, function most urgent and means main purpose is what are the most urgent is there, urgency is there, and what are the solvable is what can be solved actually. We should show the solvable issues. The next step is determination objectives. Objectives I told already, these are our expression of ends towards which our efforts are directed. We should find out the clear goals, define the clear goals. Clear goals we should find out. Then a well-defined objectives should be having the smart approach. A well-defined objective should be the smart approach. Smart approach. What is S? S means it should be specific. Specifically, it should fulfill the objectives. Needs of people specific. Then it should be measurable. What are the objectives we are finding? It should be measurable. So we should implement this. Achievable. By using the human resources, material resources, organ resources in village area, this should be achievable. Realistic. When really it should be done. Realistic means it should be realistic to that community. Realistic to community. Then time bound. In a time bound manner, what is the time frame of that program? In that way, if it is implemented, then that can be helpful for the community in a better way. Helpful for the community in a better way. And also prioritization means given prior means very much importance should be given actually. What are the most important and what are the most important and feasible objectives? Feasible objectives. This should be given more focus. Feasible objectives. This should be given more focus in the rural area so that by implementation of these feasible objectives, the local people can be benefited a lot. Benefited a lot. Developing plan of work. Prepare action plan so that preparing action plan so that what are the other objectives we have put forth that should be converted into the practical activities. Practically, we should convert practical activities. Means practically this should be implemented in the rural areas. Define responsibilities. Divide the work. Who will do? Community people will do what? The village leader will do what? The extension worker will do what? What are the NGO personnel and non-official official personnel and non-official personnel they will do what? That should be divided. Fixed time and place when the program will be carried out. The place that is very much important because timely for the farmers, timely implementation of any program is very much important. For example, seasonal cultivation practices. Before that starts only the training should be given to the farmers. Specify when and where activities will be conducted after fixing time and place when and where activity will be conducted, who will conduct the programs, and choose certain methods like what we can do for implementing program. We should do the training or meeting or demonstration programs or exposure visits or awareness programs that we should find out programs. And we should ensure systematic and organized implementation of the program. Systematic means how the program can be organized in a systematic way and organized way that we should look after this. Then execution and follow through. Execution means implementation of the programs. Execution means it's where the plan program is put into action. The plan program is put into action. Then here activities are carried out according to the approved plan of work, approved POWs, plan of work. And here in this stage, various kinds of resources are required, like manpower. Manpower means human resources are required, human resources are required. Then funds is required, funds. Then materials are properly utilized. What are the materials are there? They should be properly utilized. Coordination, supervision. In this case, proper coordination is required. Proper coordination is required. Supervision is required. And guidance is required. It ensures that plans are effectively translated to action and objectives are ensured. In this stage, we should ensure that what are the plans done? What are the plans done? What are the plans done? How this can be achieved, effectively translated into action, and objectives are achieved. Objectives are achieved. That is very much important. That is very much important. And how we can achieve these things, how we can translate into action, and how the objectives are fulfilled, that is very much important. So these are all the stages of 8 stages, like we discussed actually. Collection of facts, steps in external program planning, collection of facts, analysis situation, identification of problems, determination objectives, development plan of work, execution follow through, evaluation of progress, reconsideration revision. Your last step is reconsideration and revision. Then if execution and follow through, then next step is evaluation of progress. It is the process assessing how far the program is achieved its objectives. Evaluation means finding the value of something. Finding the value of something. Finding the value of something. So it is the process of assessing how far the program means as per the objectives, how much has been achieved. How much has been achieved. It involves comparing actual results. What is the plan target was there? What is in planning and how much it is achieved. Then we can compare this. Then data and feedback are collected at this stage from participant. Data and feedback are collected from participant stakeholders. It helps to identify strength, weakness, and areas for improvement. It provides a basis for future planning and decision making. Provides a basis for future planning and decision making. Decision making. Then reconsideration revision. Reconsideration revision in the stage of reviewing the program based on evaluation results. It involves identifying gaps, errors, and areas needing improvement. So necessary changes are made as per objectives, methods, activities. In this case, suggestions are received from the stakeholders. Suggestions are received from stakeholders, and these are incorporated for improving the effectiveness of future program. Effectiveness of future programs. Effectiveness of future programs. So these are all 8 steps of. These are all 8 steps of program planning. Like first is collection of facts, analysis. Then next is analysis situation. Third step is identification of problems. Fourth step is determination of objectives. Fifth stage is development plan of work. Sixth stage is for execution or implementation or follow through. Then we should measure the evaluation progress through evaluation progress. Then reconsideration revision of the next program. These all steps are very much important. Thank you all. If you like this video, like and subscribe it. Thank you all once again.